What is up, everybody? This is Matthew Holt. I'm with the talented and wonderful Bree Molitor. We are here in Hot Springs, Arkansas for our fourth race of the season?
This is our fourth one of the season, yeah. This is SRRS number 1 at Hot Springs ORV Park, which some of you might recognize by its old name of Superlift, which is what it was last time I was here for a race. And this weekend is brought to us by SCS Gearbox. So thank you guys for joining us. It's really loud. This is our first time back for a series race here at this park in 8 years.
Wow.
So we're excited to be back. Like I said, you might recognize the previous name of the park, which it went by was Superlift. But yeah, we're excited to get to some racing today. We've got our Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class to start things off, and then we have the RCB Axle Unlimited class as well after that. And we've also got our VIN class, which is new for this season, and we've had a lot of fun with that. We've got a new driver joining us at this event as well for the VIN class. So thank you guys for hopping on with us here on Hillside Live. Let's see what we got.
I've seen a handful of them hopping in there.
Danika's watching. What's up, Danica? Jerry.
Tiffany Porter's jumping in there.
Tiffany. So we at Hot Springs ORV Park here. A couple little things about the park. It's over 1,200 acres of off-road trails, and Matt and I were here last November for a charity event called Fun Run, and we got to go hit the trails after that, and we had a fun time. Being able to get out. They have a great trail system here. They've got side-by-side rentals, RV and tent spots, cabins to camp in, guided side-by-side rides if you maybe aren't that comfortable just striking out on your own and you want to have somebody take you out on the trails and show you around, then you can do a guided ride. So yeah, it's a cool park, and I hope we get to do some more trail riding.
Yeah, it was. I'll say during that charity event, it was a lot of fun. We got to partner up, and there was about 6 or 8 side by sides. Everybody hopped in, and we just went out on trail road and had an absolute blast here. It was warm weather. Yeah, sun was out. It was a really good time.
Yeah, so we'll see. We might end up back out on the trails later tonight or maybe tomorrow. A couple new things for today. We are going to be doing some live post-race interviews with a few drivers. I don't think it's going to be every single driver. We'll see how it works out with timing and everything. But we're going to have Zach out there, and we'll have our drivers pulled around after they've finished their run, and we'll just do a real short and sweet interview and hopefully get their take on whatever they just did. And that's all going to be live right here on the show for you guys to be able to watch that. So that is something new that we are doing, and we'll have.
Which is always exciting.
I'm sure Zach will keep it very entertaining as always.
It's a lot of fun. And again, drivers are always kind of hyped up when they finish the course. You know, either that they're very happy they did very well, or frustrated they missed a turn or could have gone a little faster.
Yeah. There's usually a lot of energy there in one way or the other. How they're feeling about things. So hopefully that'll be a fun addition here. And we have a couple announcements to make. Let me listen real quick, and if we're about to start, I don't want to start into announcements. Okay, we are ready to start off, so I'm going to save those couple of announcements, and I'll fill you guys in on that when we have an opportune moment. Colton Hoback is starting us off for the Rock Life Off-Road Stock Class. Colton just got this RS1 yesterday, and we haven't seen him out here racing with us in a while. Colton and his brother Justin, of course, always helping out on the recovery crew, safety. Justin's been a big part of helping with safety checklist and requirements this year, and Justin has been racing the stock class as well. So glad to have Colton back out here today, putting this RS1 through its paces.
He also made us aware that this is also for sale. So if you are interested in buying one, he said you could talk to me. He said, and if you want to buy it today, you can even be entered to race. You can pick it up and race it today.
So many options.
And they were, Justin has been helping us. Justin and Colton both have helped us a ton behind the scenes with driver entry fees and helping with the starting line and a million things to do. And Justin and Colton are both racing today, and they had Justin for the driver lineup, and they're like, "Where's Justin's brother?" They're like, "The other Hoback."
The other Hoback. Oh. 55-837 for Colton Hoback. If you're just joining us here on the show, you haven't missed much yet. Colton was our very first driver of the day. This is our Rock Life UTV stock class. We've got a nice lineup of drivers for this class, and then we'll go into the RCD Unlimited class. We've also got a couple drivers in our VIN class today. So got plenty of racing still on the schedule for the afternoon. Hopefully you guys will be able to stay tuned in with us here on Hillside Live. Again, we are at Hot Springs ORV Park. First time here for a series race in about 8 years, guys. So we're excited to be back.
Yeah, it's been a minute. 8 years. Wow. Some of our youth class isn't even that year old. We have we have a handful of 6 to 8 year old racers in the youth class, so that's kind of funny.
Forrest Kirkus says he'll see us tomorrow, Matt.
Heck yeah, that'll be awesome. I actually think I bumped into him.
All right, Brandon Davis out on the course. He is coming out of the Holly starting line over that race line ramp. This is the Radflow suspension section, if you can't tell why we named it that.
And again, definitely working that suspension through that Radflow section.
Around the Rock Life roundabout.
Again, slowed down now. Not sure if he was changing from high to low or maybe bumped it a gear. Again, there's a couple big hill sections here.
All right, that's the SCS step up now. This is a long course with lots of different parts to it, so you're going to hear us saying out our nice sponsor names to help you guys know where we are on the course here. This right now is the CA Tech Cliffside that Brandon is making his way across.
And that's steep, and you have to make a couple turns on it, which is kind of sketchy. Again, coming back through that race line ramp. Not quite enough speed to hit it and jump through the second time. See what his time's going to be.
That's 52.949 for Brandon.
That's a good time.
549. 52549. All right. And yeah, that was faster. Wait a minute, carry the two. Yeah, that was faster. That's going to unfortunately brought Colton to second place. Still strong second.
Hey. Will you have Clyde repeat that time? Because I got something different than Zach said.
Clyde, what was the time on Brandon?
Zach was wrong.
Okay. That's what I had written down there. I was double checking.
Just had to double check there because I know Cheryl will keep us on our toes if we're saying the times wrong here.
And we're very thankful too because everybody's human. Anybody can make a mistake. So
yes, that's why we have multiple people keeping track out here. All right, speaking of Hobacks, Justin Hoback now on the line. He's been racing that 4-seater so far all season. Fun to see him represent. We'll see what that thing can do out here on these moguls coming through the Radflow suspension section.
Again, you're going to see that thing because it's a 4-seater, such a long wheelbase.
Maybe a little awkward on some of this course. Coming around that Rock Life roundabout, he's heading back through the Radflow suspension section now.
And again, obviously, you can get hung up a lot. There's a lot higher chance of getting hung up there with that 4-seater, such a long chassis. However, some of these steeper climbs, it's a lot more comfortable in. You feel a lot more comfortable in it. It's a little more, it handles a lot better when you're shooting up some of these hills with a 4-seater. So a lot of guys kind of knock off, look at that big old 4-seater. But when you're doing some of these hill climbs, it's actually a lot more comfortable.
There's definitely less chance of it rearing up on you
going
up a hill.
Taking his time with that big jump there, the race line jump.
Over that race line ramp and through the finish line. .573 for Justin.
See if that works.
And it looks like we're going to get our first finish line interview. We've got Zach. Justin's getting his helmet off over here.
Heck yeah.
And here's Zach with Justin.
Zach, I'm on you. Go ahead.
All right, guys, we're getting our mic situation worked out. These guys are just doing a little rehearsal, a little run through. Justin had a nice chance to practice his answer now.
Yeah. Be ready to go.
Zach, you gotta make sure the microphone or the thing is on top of the camera.
Okay. Again, we're running through our UTV stock class currently.
573.
Yes, it looks like we got a handful of guys this morning running through our UTV stock class. Again, we are at Hot Springs, Arkansas. Used to be known as the Superlift ATV Off-Road Park. Now it's Hot Springs Off-Road Park. This is Braden Upchurch, I believe.
His alter ego is Brandon Upchurch, if you hear Zach talking about him. But yes, this is indeed Braden. He is through that raceline ramp, coming into the rad flow suspension section here, the moguls.
And that rad flow suspension section is definitely, you can tell, working these guys. You know, all those off-camber bumps are definitely working. And they have to go down through it twice.
And it's not something you can just blast through and hit
No,
too hard.
no.
Most of these stock vehicles are not
Yes.
prepared for that.
Yes. Again, you can see that thing just hopping side to side.
Look at Rowdy.
Definitely a good time.
Jerry Wilson, we'll make sure that we fill up that microphone. Put some more
Oh,
gas
yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Make sure we crank it up
Yes.
next time. That was just the run-through, guys.
Yeah.
That was the dress rehearsal. We're working on that.
Yes.
So if you missed it earlier, one of the new things we are incorporating on the show, or attempting to, is some finish line interviews with Zach Garner, pulling some of the drivers over after their run, getting in a quick word or two with them. So we're going to keep working to smooth out that process for you guys, and hopefully that'll just be something fun and a little more insight into the drivers and how they're feeling
Yes.
after they come off of the race course.
And I'm sure some of those interviews will be interesting.
Yes. All right, Braden Upchurch with a good run.
See what his time's going to be.
Look at that. Coming in hot. Here you go.
81.059.
We're here.
All right.
All right, we've got Zach and Braden back out for a finish line interview. We're going to go to them.
Zach, coming to you in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're here. Church, he's got the. I agree, man. You still laid down a heck of a time. You were consistent. You didn't flip over, and you made a complete run. So that's a win in our book. Any sponsors you'd like to say hey to?
He said that he had bumped it into two-wheel drive, or it started off in two-wheel drive, so he said it helps if you put it in four-wheel
I
drive.
agree.
Yeah, usually it does.
Especially this course.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, hopefully you guys got to catch a little bit of that from Braden. We're going to get our Geek Squad out there
Our
on the
Geek Squad.
scene, checking out the microphone situation.
Taylor-
Have no fear.
Yes.
We're on it. This is Cody Kaysen out on the course now.
Going crazy!
Cody Kaysen and his brother Clay have been. Speaking of, look at that around that Rock Life roundabout. Man, these brothers have been racing hard all season so far. They've been on the podium left and right,
Yes.
laying it down at every event. So it's definitely been fun to see the competition that they've brought out here this season. Both of them signed up as seasoned drivers. Clicked a tree a little bit there. That's one way to get you around,
Oh, yeah.
get yourself around a corner.
I said Justin Holback even asked. He said, how close can we clip these trees and kind of pivot around them? Which, again,
It's highways. Yeah.
50.341.
he's moving.
Cody is your new leader right now. This is hill number 1 in the Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class. Cody Kaysen now leading with a 50, and then Brandon Davis with a 52, then Colton Hoback with a 55. Those are the top three currently. We've got several drivers still to go. Daniel Heckley on the line. And we are going to go over to Zach again.
All right, we're here with Cody Kaysen here that ended up throwing down a 50.341, which is the fastest time we've seen so far. He absolutely let it rip. Looked real smooth coming through the whoops. He drifted the corners. It was fun to watch. What do you think about the course?
It was fun. I was nervous about the jump, but I did it, and everything worked out good.
Yeah, you absolutely held it and finished. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Ain't got nothing.
He doesn't have any sponsors. He does this on mowing grass. So we appreciate it, guys. Anybody can do it. Y'all come on out. Back to y'all.
Grass.
We have a lot of drivers out here.
I love our young drivers.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Again, that was Cody Kaysen, young guy. You'll notice him. He wears a neon pink hat, usually in the pit area. So he's always pretty easy to. Yeah. Zach earlier said if he's ever on life support, he wants him just to unplug it and then just plug it back in and see if it resets everything. Like he said, that's what I'm going to do if I'm ever on life support.
Usually it's a good attempt at fixing something.
Which is pretty awesome.
We're getting those finish line interviews smoothed out. Hopefully you guys enjoy an added opportunity to get into the drivers' heads after their run. We've got Daniel Heckley out on the course now. Whoa, jumping the race line ramp. Nicely done. Coming into that Radflow suspension section. A little hard.
Yeah.
It's not slowing him down too much, though. Wow, Daniel is on a mission.
He is. He was out pre-running out here and was getting it. Throwing some rocks.
What the Heckley?
What the Heckley?
Heading up that SCS step up, but doesn't look good for him. It's getting really rutted out. This whole hillside, the Mickey Thompson mountainside out here, is really loose. So these are, aside from the handful of pre-runners we had this morning.
Getting a little dust as they're zipping around the corner.
Sorry, lost my train of thought reading something. Aside from the pre-runners we had out here this morning, these are our first drivers, of course, for the weekend out here on the hill. And they are knocking off that top layer. Matt's over here.
Yeah.
Coughing up a lung.
I've had a little bit of a cough last couple days, but breathing massive amounts of dust in isn't really helping much.
So Daniel had a 57.419.
And I don't think he's going to pull in for an interview.
A few of our drivers are a little shy of the camera and the microphone, and a few of them are just a little forgetful. And they get through the finish line, and they're headed back to the pits.
Yes. I don't blame you, Daniel. What were you going to say? I'm special. I came here to make a wish thing.
Sounds like Zach is ad-libbing for Daniel anyway. Hey.
5-point bonus for the interview. I like that.
We're listening to some radio chatter. That's not actually true, guys. They don't actually get 5 points. It's like extra credit in school.
That would be nice, though.
So, yeah, a lot of the drivers out here, they like being behind the wheel. They don't like being behind a camera, or rather in front of a camera. Matt, are you okay over there?
I am.
All right, Kylie Carroll is out on the course now. Matt got to talk with her a little bit at Wildcat, Matt. That is the young driver that you were telling us about.
I did. I actually got to interview her. She gave us our famous, what's your favorite dinosaur question?
That's right. How could we forget?
Which led to an awesome interview with all kinds of drivers.
So was that her first race with us at Wildcat, Matt, or had she raced at Windrock?
She had raced at Windrock in her dad's Can-Am, and then she came back and raced the second race at Windrock with her. Come on, back up. Hopefully she can back up out of it.
Those ruts are getting deep up there.
Hopefully she can reverse and put it back on all four tires.
You know, if you're a young driver that maybe hasn't had a lot of seat time, and I don't know how much she's driven, around
Yeah.
home or anything aside from the races, of course. But you get in a position like that, and it's scary.
It is.
It just feels wrong to be tipped sideways in a vehicle, no matter what your brain is telling you about how I just need to gas it, I need to back up, I need to turn, whatever. Your instincts are telling you something totally different, and they're saying this is not good. So that's takes some time. That's not an easy thing to overcome necessarily. So props to all of our drivers that are out here. We've got a handful of new names on our list this weekend. And then speaking of young drivers, of course, we have our youth class that we added for this season, and it takes some time when you're getting used to being behind the wheel, no matter what age you are.
And again, like I said, her first race was in her dad's Can-Am at Windrock. Her second one was at Wildcat with us last weekend, and she raced her 2 weekends ago, and she raced her Razor, so she has that back out here again. So again, younger driver. This is her third race with us so far, so pretty excited with her coming out to race. Great seeing her in the stock class.
David Darnell says that our next driver question, what's your favorite snacky snack? That's a pretty solid question.
That is.
I don't know how that ranks with what's your favorite dinosaur.
I don't know.
We'll have to switch it up a little bit.
The thing that was so awesome about asking about the dinosaur is it threw everyone off.
Well, yeah, we don't want to be too predictable. Who wants that?
When you think about it, that's not a question you would ever imagine at any sport.
No,
ever.
but man, Wyatt Wilson sure fired off a quick
he did.
Triceratops.
I was
man.
amazed.
He didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
Which one are you looking for? Just get really bright out. Cody had a 50.341.
Chase Conley.
Yes.
Got Chase Conley down there on the line.
Tagarian.
57.4.
Chase. Wait. Are you coming?
54.
He's breathing hard.
Where's he at? Chase Conley.
All right. Cheryl making sure she's got that spreadsheet updated.
Oh, yeah. She's on it. And again, we're very thankful.
Oh, yeah.
There was a few years ago, she even caught a mistake. Clyde had the numbers on his sheet right, but when he was typing them in, he had a bunch of them he had to type in. One of them he typed in wrong. Cheryl called and was like, hey, I don't think that's right. He went back and looked at his notes. He said, no, all my notes are right, but the number on the website was wrong.
Hey, man, it happens. When you're talking about a bunch of numbers
all
day long.
Well, and not just, I think it was for the
stuff happens.
All of the.
Wow, that's a lot of dust.
I know. We're getting a windstorm down here. All of the races were correct. It was the overall final points that had the error. So she went in and said, hey, I think this is wrong. He went, shot him a message. He said, oh, yeah, it's my bad. He said, we must have typed them in.
Helps to have multiple eyes on it, which is what we're doing out here.
Yeah.
Dan Carter out on the course
Dan
now.
the Man Carter.
Speaking of our Rock Life roundabout, Dan, of course, a major pillar of the Rock Life racing team.
Again, Dan running the full body. It's always exciting to see.
Up that SCS step
And he
up.
races about every class we have, I think, in side-by-sides.
Yeah, I think he's even doing unlimited later.
I think, was it Wyatt Wilson that had scheduled to be here?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to fill in for him?
Yep.
Again, Dan, heck of a driver. I like to see him out there battling it out.
Down that CA Tech cliffside. Back over the raceline ramp.
And a lot of guys start off hitting, they have a lot of momentum going in. They hit those ramps. So
60.537, and we've got him coming over to Zach for a finish line interview. Always fun to hear what Dan has to say.
All right.
They're going to let me know when they're here.
All right, we are on Zach.
3, 2, 1, on you, Zach.
All right, we got Dan the Man Carter right here on the line at the interview point.
Yeah,
50637 is your time. Not too shabby. I think it's at least it's in the top three. I think Cody edged you out maybe a little bit. How'd you feel about the course?
It's a good fast course. Just trying to take it easy, save the car from the round two.
Okay, that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Save it for when you need it. Any sponsors you'd like to just mention real quick that are not written on your buggy, like the Awesome Rock Life?
I'd like to thank my better half, Jody, for all the support and all the guys that help out. That's kind of behind the scenes.
like to thank all those guys, and they're the ones that keep us going.
Man, we love having you, Dan. You do a great job. You got a great team, and I can't wait to see you run round 2. Back to you.
Hey, Zach's getting pretty good at that.
He is. He's getting really good.
All right, guys, that was Dan Carter. And speaking of our finish line interviews, let us know how the volume is on that now and if you guys can hear it, because obviously we want you to be able to hear what the drivers are saying, and we'll work on that as necessary. So give us some feedback. Jay Stort's out on the course now. Jay is
airing it out.
Jay is wrapping up the Rock Life. Oh, stock class in a pretty spectacular fashion, it looks like. Busting through the Radflow suspension section and busting a tie rod, it looks like.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Clip a
my
pole.
goodness. I don't think he wanted to spin in a whole 360 doing the Rock Life
I don't think
roundabout
so
here.
either.
Oh, he's struggling.
The tires are in argument.
Oh, my goodness.
He said he's going to finish the race. Let's see if he does.
Oh, yeah, that's like that's a nasty disagreement those two front tires are having right
Yeah,
now.
that's not. He's trying to, again, get as much points.
I guess he doesn't care.
Wow. He's going to get, I got this.
He came here to race.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's like I said. It's like that girl I used to date. Kept looking and seeing people on the side.
Zach.
She was cross-eyed, turns out.
Yeah. Zach being ornery. Again, Jay up there trying to get some points on the board here.
Do you think he decided to?
I don't know. Jay's kind of ornery. I think he's going to go for the Gusto Capiai.
I really have no idea what he's going to do.
Again, Jay and his daughter both raced last weekend. His daughter beat him. He wanted to make that clear.
Oh.
So, daughter Kelsey Storts, who's out there, always shows a lot of love on our live feed. She jumps on, watches us.
All right, looks like Jay did decide to call it quits and save the Razor from any further damage.
Hopefully that'll be an easy fix they can get fixed for the second course.
We've got him.
I'm sure somebody has a Razor tie rod around here somewhere.
He's easing his way on over to.
You can see Zach over on the right there with Eric Hagan, Mr. Fake News. He has a bicycle he races, so he was with us at Winwalk this year.
I think he's going to leave it there. All right, that means we're ready to move into the RCV Axle Unlimited class.
Now on to the big boys.
We're going to do that cup.
Unlimited.
Unlimited,
You know what limits we put on these?
Billy says that sound is good. Danica says perfect. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad you can hear it. All right, we are going to cut to a quick commercial, and then we'll be back with our Unlimited class. And
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
All right, Taylor giving us our countdown. We're going to make him do it in Spanish from now on. 5, 6, 2. All right.
did you just
We're going to make him give our leader
say
countdown for now.
Cinco Seis Dos, or was that Taylor?
Again, you can see our course from tomorrow. So what they're going to be ripping down through here, and then these big hills starting here and going up tomorrow. You're going to want to pay attention to those. It's going to be a good time.
This is dang it, every time.
I know, it's so weird.
Mickey Thompson Mountainside. Wow, this is so hard. Why?
I know.
All of that right there.
I always try to use Bree as a reference. I'm going, okay, I'm going from my side to Bree's side. Over here is our hills.
Never would have made it as a weather person.
I know.
All right, so we are getting set up for the RCB Axle Unlimited class. Looks like we've got about a dozen or so drivers for this class, and then we also have a couple drivers for our VIN class today, which we'll be following. So
again, I'll run through those.
Don't go anywhere.
I'll run through the drivers real quick. This is for our UTV stock class. Cody Kaysen came in first with a 50.34. Brandon Davis came in second. Justin Holback came in third. Colton Holback came in fourth. So again, the two brothers battling it out, third and fourth. Again, Justin was able to squeak out that podium finish so far for the first course. Again, these are unofficial results from the first course. Daniel Heckley coming in fifth. Dan Carter coming in sixth. Seventh was Braden Upchurch, and eighth was Jay Storts.
And remember, Kylie was on there. She was a DNF, but we want to make sure she gets on.
Yes.
Gets on your list as well.
Yes.
All right, we got D.C. Thompson on the line first in the unlimited class.
Somebody has way too much static on their radio. There is a nice view of the course out here today. You might have noticed that we've got our sponsor named sections of the course out here. And when it's a long and winding, twisting course all across the hillside, that definitely helps so that you can have a reference point for where the drivers are. Again, if you guys have just joined us recently, you're watching Hillside Live. We are at Hot Springs ORV Park, previously known as Superlift, which it was 8 years ago when we were last here for a series race. So we are excited to be back this weekend, brought to us by SCS Gearbox. This is the Southern Series, round 1. This is our 4th race total for the season so far, but our first Southern race. We're going to have a pretty long break after this, Matt.
Fingers crossed, thank goodness.
After this race, our next series race won't be until July at Visions in Mid-America. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
What are we going to do with ourselves?
Well, I have a lot of stuff I need to repair and fix and maintenance.
Matt's like, plenty. I've got plenty.
I was telling somebody, starting 3 weekends ago or 4 weekends ago, I am gone 26 of the next 30 weekends.
Whoa.
So I will happily take a weekend or a few off from racing.
Yes, you need a little
so
downtime.
For the last 4 weekends in a row, I have gotten home on Sunday night or Monday morning. My flight landed at 1 o'clock in the morning last Sunday. I had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to get all the parts ordered for the Rock Bouncer, put it back together, and do all my shop stuff, my home stuff, volunteer fire department stuff, family stuff, and then get the bouncer ready to go, load it up on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning we peeled out, headed down here. So it's a super quick.
It sounds like you've got a little free time in your schedule. Would you like me to recommend some hobbies for you?
And it's funny
to take up some time.
And I love to say that it's me and I'm special, and then I have a really short turnaround. Jay Storch had to do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
he broke a ring and pinion, he broke the output of his
almost
transfer
everyone
case.
out here is doing it, if not all the time, at least on a regular basis.
Jay broke a output of the main output of the SCS transfer case last weekend. Called some guys, got some parts ordered, was able to get it slammed back together this week, and is out here racing again. So there's a handful of guys that are doing that same thing, those real quick turnaround times. Again, Rock Racing Television was at the Ultra 4 race in Moab, Utah last week.
That's right.
So appreciate the Rock Racing TV coming out.
Lots of good content from that.
Awesome. I said, giving us some great coverage. Again, they had some cool stuff. I had never been to Moab, so Moab has always been a bucket list thing for me to go out and climb the hills. I'll go out there and hit, Hell's Revenge, Hell's Gate, do all the cool stuff. Potato Salad Hill. I told somebody, I have an article that I cut out when I was a little kid of a magazine and glued it to my wall of Potato Salad Hill.
Potato Salad Hill.
And I've always heard of that. And the reason I got that name was because the guy was climbing his Jeep and spilled it over and spilled potato salad everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what it called, Potato Salad Hill. I got to we went to a guy named Grandpa's Garage, who's like a local who just lets everybody come hang out, eat, drink, be merry. Everybody comes in if they work on stuff.
I saw your pictures.
They pull in. Super nice guy. We had to hang out and talk. He said, you know how I got that name? I said, yeah, guy. He said, yeah. We got a pickup truck, was on his way to a wedding, and spilled the potato salad for the wedding out.
Oh,
so,
no. That's a lot of potato salad then.
All right.
All right, guys.
Mr. D.C. Thompson and his new chassis sitting in line. Again, DC.
All right. DC was already, what was he fixing this morning? A belt?
Belt, I think.
Yeah, already somehow this morning he was working on his buggy before
down there
the
hammering
drivers'
down.
meeting.
And he
started.
took first place at our last race, hitting that race line ramp, taking it straight out the gate. He's making quick work of those hills.
You know, a good point that Garion just made on the radio is that DC wasn't here for the drivers' meeting because he was working on his buggy.
Yes.
Hopefully he knows where to go.
Yes.
Hopefully he's been watching the at least the stock class and has some idea, although it's going to be slightly different now because we are in the Cup class.
And that little hook right there, we've seen several guys roll over last year when we were here for the charity event. So I think you're going to see some guys try to hook that tree really hard, but there is a very fine line between hooking that tree hard and rolling over. So again, a lot of guys are going to try to balance that out. I love DC Thompson's profile picture. It's him like with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And anyone who knows
his
DC,
mugshot, profile.
And anyone who knows DC knows that is the most DC picture we can find probably. It's just it's awesome. Getting the CA Technologies Ridge there. Again, this is a brand new chassis he brought out for Wildcat at their last race. See what kind of time he's going to get.
77.693 for
quick
DC
time.
Thompson, our first driver out on the course for our RCV Axle Unlimited class. And looks like we've got him rolled up next to Zach for an interview. Let's go to that.
Okay, we're on the line. DC Thompson just laid down a 77.393. Not too shabby, bro. Setting the bar kind of high for these other guys. If they want to beat it, they better not be scared of that gas pedal. How'd you feel about the course?
I got mixed up a little bit over these moguls over here. Darn, thought I had a flag coming over the finish line. I guess I did, but yeah. Adrenaline's still going here. I can't talk.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, it was absolutely a blast watching you run. You laid it down. Being the first one out's always hard. You had a lot of loose powder on two of those uphills. I saw that. And coming across, and I saw when you kind of stalled out for a second, got a little confused, but you did a great job. Thank you for running. We're going to send it back to those guys in the studio.
And Zach. Again, DC and Zach being there, we almost need to put a parental advisory sticker on that interview because I could only imagine what could come out of.
It's a little bit of a gamble putting DC
with
on live.
With those
show.
two together, there's no
Not
bets
gonna lie.
on what is going to come out of their mouth.
Matt Buxton said he's drawn DC maps on a picture to send to him so that he knows where to go.
Yeah, he needs them.
That's
trust
very
me.
nice of you. DC misses a lot of drivers' meetings because he's always working on something last minute.
I have seen him pull into a racetrack with a flat tire on the trailer. He's like,
a hot
yeah,
mess.
and there's like no tire left. He's like, yeah, I blew a tire about 60 miles ago.
He's a mess, but he knows how to
Well,
drive.
What'd you do? He's like, I just drove it in. Like, we'll fix it later. I'm like, okay.
Well, DC put down a 77. We've got Chase Conley on the line now. What do you guys think is going to be the fastest time in the Unlimited class here? DC just, I would say, put down, that was a good time. He didn't really have any major, any hang-ups or backups or anything like that.
No, DC can be very fast as long as there's no mess-ups or breaks or anything.
Oh, no.
Man.
Chase Conley coming
wiping
off
out a flag.
That race line ramp a little hard and straight into one of the flags.
Again, we've seen a lot of drivers come out of the starting gate and hit those two jumps at that race line ramp. A lot of drivers, once they come through the course the second time, will take them slower just because they don't have the momentum to hit that. Coming through that rad flow suspension section. Again, wipe that flag out.
Oh, no. So I mentioned it earlier, but this whole, what we're calling the Mickey Thompson mountainside here that we're racing on, it's the whole side of it next to Showtime Hill, if you are familiar with this park. And it's super loose, gravelly dirt, and you can see how it's just getting thrown off of there, and the ruts are just getting worse and worse.
And it's almost small, like shelf rock, too. So we've seen that, again, with the guys last year who were that charity event we had here, were landing, and they were wide open throttle, and they weren't really moving right away. So, I think you're going to see that again tomorrow with the big bouncers, some of the UTV class guys. Again, you see them there sliding there a little. That's a great shot.
And
sliding there.
This is a steep hillside, and these guys are really off camber coming up that section. You could see him just sliding to the downhill right side of it. It's always different in person. If you've never been able to make it to a race in person and watch, then
man.
Right into the tree. Speaking of sliding around this hill, looks like Chase is having a little bit of a trouble staying where he wants to go today. But if you've never made it in person, then you don't quite have that perspective on the difference between what it looks like on camera and here in person at the races.
And I feel like we say that at all our races. Like, you can't really do this justice from looking at it on a picture or a video, and and you see it, you go, wow, that is way steeper than it looks in person. And even from in person to driving in the buggy, you can walk over, so that looks bad, then you drive and you're like, wow. Ooh.
What was that last number?
He may have busted a transmission, is what they said. 131-732.
I heard a 743.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get Taylor on radio. Zach. Can you get him to repeat the times? We both heard something different. Keep him on the radio. We don't have a radio.
Repeat the time, please. They didn't hear it in the production trailer.
That stinks. I have to push him over to the push him over. Sounds like they're getting a tripod to get our finish line set back up.
All right, Chase had a time of a 1:31 for sure, and then I believe it was a 7:43, but we're gonna double check that.
And I had a 7:32. Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
It was a 1:31 for sure. We can all agree on that.
Yeah. It's never a good sign when you're getting pushed into your finish line. Yeah.
But hey, at least he crossed the finish line.
That's true. Yes, points matter.
All right, guys, while we have a cold course, now would be a good time for me to make the announcement that I alluded to at the beginning of the show. First of all, if you're just joining us, welcome to Hillside Live. We're at Hot Springs ORV Park. And this weekend is brought to us by SCS Gearbox. We've already had round one of our Rock Life stock class, and we are in the middle of round one of the RCB Unlimited class now. But since we've got a cold course for a second, I am going to announce our Skinny Pedal Award winners from Texas and Windrock. So if you have not heard me talk about that yet, Taylor, could you turn down the radio on mine, please? Thank you. Then the Skinny Pedal Award is something new for this season for the driver that had the wildest run from the whole weekend. Any class, any driver, and any on either day of racing. So just any run of the weekend, whichever one was the wildest. We're gonna the production team will compile the handful of drivers that we think go into the running for that, and then you get to vote on who you think the winner should be. And it's the Skinny Pedal Award because Jonathan Shepard so generously stepped up. When we first started talking about this after Jay Stortz had a pretty fabulous endo at Texas, and it got me talking about it. One thing led to another, and Jonathan said, hey, I'll run with that. And so he's got, I think it's a $250 prize and trophies that he's made.
Oh, trophies too?
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but I'm sure they're awesome.
I'm sure they're very cool.
We'll try and get some pictures. So, yeah, it's the Skinny Pedal Award, and we're a little behind announcing the winners from the last couple races because we were getting a polling system set up on the website.
Which is awesome. Got to play with it a little bit.
So I'm going to go ahead and announce our award For Texas, the season opener was Jay Stewart's, which I think is fitting.
Fitting. That's,
because he's the whole reason that we created this award. And then our winner from Winrock was John Hammett.
Yeah.
He had a pretty epic roll down the hill. A lot of rolls, multiple rolls.
He started at the top and brought it to the bottom.
He definitely had the wildest run of that day. So Jay and John were our previous winners. And currently, the voting is still open for Wildcat. Wildcat was our previous race, 2 weekends ago?
Yep.
And if you go to the website right now, then you can watch, let's see who our options are. Daniel Callahan, Johnny Gibbs, and Tyler Young.
Which all had pretty crazy runs.
They did. So you guys can go watch a short compilation video and just kind of get a little refresher on what those guys did. And then it's just a simple poll. You just click on which name.
Yes.
And that ends tonight. The voting is going to close tonight on that. And then we will be announcing the winners
tomorrow
shortly.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Can we get that result
well,
right away?
we don't have any service here at the park, so that kind of slows things down a little bit as far as trying to use Facebook and
we can
and
go flag Clyde down again. I don't know if we can get those results right away. I don't know how long that process takes, but hopefully it can be quick.
But all that to say, so we do have the new poll on the website that we will be using for the rest of the season for you guys to vote on this Skinny Pedal Award. So you've got 3 options of drivers from Wildcat and a little video you can watch to see what their runs were like. And then all you got to do is click on their name. It's easy peasy once you get to the website. Now, you do need a link to go straight to it. And Matt is going to post it.
Yes.
Because we don't have service here at Hot Springs.
We do not.
So that's kind of thrown off our game a little bit here. I don't have my phone out. But we'll post that in the comments as soon as we get that sorted out here. I've got it on my phone.
Once we get on the racer, we'll type it all in and get it all posted.
So we'll figure that out.
Yes.
But we'll get it posted somewhere in the comments or just on Facebook later. You guys be sure to go vote.
Here we have a driver on the line. All right.
Nathan King is on the line.
Nathan King, he's gone.
And he's off. Woo, he cased it.
Again, jumping that.
That hurt.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
He almost clipped the same timer.
Woo.
You can see the tripod sitting right behind that finishing flag. Yeah. If anybody wants to donate some timer tripods, I may or may not have hit one, a brand new one this at Wildcat.
Oh, man.
Winrock, brand new. Took it out of the package, set it up, and I ran right over it.
Well, Nathan had a little bit of a tough time during his pre-running earlier and ended up on his side on the Rock Life roundabout coming around the edge. So hopefully he got that out of his system.
Yes.
And that won't be happening during his actual race runs now.
Heading up through that little bit of a notch there.
We have enjoyed having the Kings racing with us this season. We've got Nathan and then his sister Madison also racing. And I believe their dad, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. Raced with us at Wildcat.
I seen 2 guys sitting with the 01
Mr.
hats
King.
on. So.
Isaac, maybe.
There you go.
I could be totally
That
wrong.
sounds about right.
We'll call him Mr. King. So, yeah, we've had happy to have them joining us this season out here with the with our UTV racing.
Start turning right. Hard.
There you go.
Nathan is our 3rd driver so far. This is round 1 for the RCV Unlimited class, so we've still got lots of drivers to go. And then we'll be back with round 2 for everything, as well as our VIN class.
There we go, through the finish line. I love it.
95.088.
As he hits the Dukes of Hazzard horn, finishing through the finish line. That's awesome.
All right, and let's go to Zach with that finish line interview.
Okay, we're here with Nathan King right after he come across the finish line, weighing down a 92.088, I think. I'm 99% sure on that. Nathan, what do you think about the course?
I was very prepared for the course. I just jumped that jump a little too hard and missed the way I was supposed to go, but luckily I didn't hit the timer, so we finished the course.
You did finish the course, and I disagree. I think if you'd have jumped a little harder, you wouldn't have cased out so bad, and it would have been a little better. But hey, like I said, still a great run. You got a finished run. That's your points being booked in. You're doing the thing, man. Love that horn, too. Any sponsors you'd like to thank? That's enough said right there. Back to y'all.
That was Wade Good pulling down with a big bouncer driving past him. They were honking at each other. Again, it was great to hear that Dukes of Hazzard horn. The old Dixie horn. Cooper Bentley is on the line now.
What's up, Ashley? We got Ashley Callahan saying, please vote for Daniel from Wildcat. We'll get that link posted, and y'all make sure you go.
Oh!
Cooper!
Man!
Oh, no.
Yeah, it stinks.
Hey, you know what?
Well, we talked about this Radflow suspension section and how
You're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.
the potential
So, damn.
carnage possibilities coming through here, and
Man,
we're
that
definitely
stinks.
seeing some of it now in the unlimited class. We've seen more so far in the unlimited class than we really even
Yes.
did in the stock
Yeah.
class, and I don't know if it's because these guys are just hitting it that much harder and trying to, just I don't know, float through that
Yeah.
section as much as possible, not easing through like our stock class guys. I don't know. I hate seeing that for them
Yeah.
though.
I think, again, the ideology is in something like the unlimited class. The guys are pushing a lot harder. There's a lot less room for error, so they're pushing a lot harder. That would be my philosophy, but we have a handful of guys in the stock class that absolutely just send it. So it's
He's a guy ahead of you in points and stuff. I don't know who you are, but if you race, he's ahead of you.
again they're getting Cooper flipped back over. Cooper's one of our younger drivers, and it's just an absolute ball of joy. Just a happy-go-lucky kid who gets out here and has a blast. So we appreciate all the younger racers we have.
All right, guys, I'm going to do my best to type this link in that you can go to the website and vote. Well, we've got just a second, so give me a minute, and then you should be seeing that show up on the live page.
So it looks like they're going to flip back over. I think he's driving away. I think they'll get him back into that line over there. Got a handful of racers down here working on stuff. I see Kylie Carroll over next to her rig. She runs one of our stock drivers. Daniel Heckley over there. Him and Zach are discussing something very important, I am sure. Daniel got a good bump on the head earlier today. He was out here pre-running and
Oh my gosh, it's Savannah's boyfriend, Clint Garrison.
hey, I know this buggy. This is Clint Garrison in the 427 rig.
Oh, good job, Matt. He's learning, guys. He's learning.
And Jack is sending him. There we go. I think the thing that always threw me off is 427 is a motor and 429 is a motor. So, again, this buggy used to be piloted by Travis Skelton, and he was always he was probably the hardest driver at downhill racing I've ever seen in my life. Clint Garrison we have on the line, or in the course. Again, like I said, it was used to be raced. And it was, again, like I said, one of the fastest buggies I think I ever saw go downhill. I would attribute that to Travis Skelton's skills. He was that good of a racer. Again, he always kept Paul Wolf on his toes.
Clint Garrison sure knows what he's doing in this buggy, too.
He is not afraid to send it. He started out in our stock, in a stock rig, coming out here, beating on his stock rig. And now is upgraded to a full tube chassis.
He's coming down that CA Tech cliffside. And everybody, you will see under Matt's name, I just put up the link for the Skinny Pedal Award to go vote on the website. So if you're watching from the SRS Facebook page, you can see that right now. It just came up under Matt's name in the comments.
And we'll also try to post that link, I'm sure, several other places.
Yeah, it already has been posted, a few other things on Facebook, but just so you guys have something right in front of you at the moment.
Hey, he went straight into the pits. I'm about to come and get
85.340 for Clint.
I'll say quick time, but had a little bit of a backup there. That puts him in second place, right behind D.C. Thompson. D.C. Thompson still hanging on at first with that 77-second run. Chase Conley sitting in third. And then Cooper Bentley with DNF. He was a rollover. I don't know if he had a little too much speed coming off that little race line ramp there, or had a little bit too much power going into the rad flow suspension section. But he kind of bobbled a little bit, so he ended up with a DNF. But again, some points on the board. Getting Jack.
All right, this is Alston Tidwell. First time racing with us. He said he'd raced at Outlaw before, but this is his first time with the Southern Rock Racing Series. So glad to have him out here joining the race family.
Very a newbie. Exciting to be out here. He was our lucky 13 drawer, and he said, you know what? I'll go first. So he went in the 13th spot, I believe, is what he elected to go. I probably would have elected to go last, but he said, you know what? This is what it is, so we're going to go out and we're going to have a good time and, again, get some seat time. Tim Cameron, for years, has said there's no seat time like a race seat time, so getting out there and getting some hours under your belt sure feels good. And this is a pretty intimidating course to be out there racing on for your first time with the Southern Rock Racing Series.
What's up, Andy? Good to hear from you. Tim, I'm not sure who you are talking about sending messages to, but there is no service or very, very little service here at the Hot Springs Park. So unless we're hooked into the trailer Wi-Fi, nobody's got any service out here. So for those of you watching at home, if you've got people here you've been trying to contact and you wonder why they're not answering you, they might be screening your calls, or it's probably just because they don't have service. You'll have to keep that in mind for us this weekend.
How's the live feed going? Just as we haven't heard anybody complain yet, so I'm assuming it's the live feed's quality good. You can hear us all, hear the buggies, hear us talking. Picture quality's good. Again, Taylor's back there making all the magic happen. We appreciate it.
I like those new T-shirts y'all got, Taylor. That Rock Race TV media shirts. I see you. Fancy. I get one too?
Yes. Yeah, I say.
No way.
We got
How exciting.
We got some new Rock Racing TV vests as well, so that way all our people on the hill are very noticeable and bright.
How exciting.
Very official looking. I guess we could just say very official, It is official. There we go. And
there it is.
Through the finish line
for Alston. Got a little mixed up out there on the course. This is a really long course out here today, guys, and there's a lot of turns out here on this Mickey Thompson mountainside, so can't hardly blame him.
All right, here we go.
Let's go over to Zach.
All right, looks like we got Alston over here. Just finished his run. I am not sure. I did not hear a time. They're accruing penalties. Okay, it turns out Alston made some wrong turns out here. He's a new racer, getting his feel. What do you think about the course, brother?
It's a good course. It's fun to be on out here today.
Well, good deal, man. It's a tough race. Anybody thinks they can do it. When they get out here, they find out it ain't nothing easy about it. But you did a good job. You looked really fast when you could be. You can tell you got a little frustrated down there on some turns. But you know what? Keep sticking to it. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, man. Have a good one. Back to y'all.
All right, there we go.
All right, that was Alston Tidwell that you guys got to hear from.
Again, that was his first ever race in the Southern Rock Racing Series.
Looks like everything is
okay.
Looks and sounds good so far. Good. Thanks for the feedback, guys.
I'll say we have some new stuff we're trying this year. We've had a couple things we've worked out so far. So?
All right, we're about halfway through our drivers, round one here for the RCV Unlimited class. Then we've got a couple drivers for our VIN class, and we'll be back with all three classes for round two. We are at Hot Springs Off-Road Park for SRRS number 1. This is our 4th race overall for the season, but our first Southern race this weekend brought to us by SCS Gearbox. Clint Strain out on the course now, another one of our new drivers with us this weekend. Glad to have some new faces out here.
Again, it doesn't sound like it's running quite right there. Cutting out a little bit there. I'm not sure if he has a sometimes
he had a pretty hard landing coming over that
again, you get
that race line ramp.
A sensor that goes bad or a ground wire that's not fully connected, you can have some issues. So, not sure what the deal is. I might be shutting it off and starting it back up. Again, that's what some of.
That's what Zach would say to try.
Yeah, I was going to say that's exactly what Zach would say. Turn it off, turn it off, turn it back on.
That'll fix everything.
Yeah, then he would say you can't park there. Zach's pretty on me.
Well, happy birthday, Andy. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with us here
what
on Hillside
better
Live.
way to spend a birthday than watching Rock Racing TV? My phone has like a thick layer of dust on it already. Okay, I'm not sure.
Ashley, thanks for the feedback on the finish line interviews. If you guys missed us talking about it earlier, those are new for this show today, this race, and hopefully something we'll be able to continue through the rest of the season.
So we've tried doing pre-starting interviews before. So.
That's a little harder because the motor noise is loud,
Yes.
but at the finish line we can cut them off and make sure that we can hear. Plus, you get the motions that are running high right when the driver is coming off the race course. So.
And when you're done with racing, you can take your helmet off, which makes it a little easier to have an interview. So. Yeah, we've talked about doing in-car as well, but I don't know if you want to have in-car with some of these guys. Like, well, I don't know.
All right, looks like Clint decided to
this is Madison King sitting on the starting line
back off the hill there, and we've got Madison on the line.
Her buggy is very distinct. It's the largely white and pink buggy. Again, I'm not sure what happened to Clint's buggy. Clint Strain. We'll have to talk to him here in a little while and see what happened.
Maybe he strained.
Something
apart.
I appreciate that dad joke.
I can resist.
Yes, we have.
Look at that tree.
That's a great forest we have down here.
That is just such a good representative for the nice trees out here at Hot Springs Off-Road Park. We wanted you guys to be able to see this tree.
I like trees.
What a great job it's doing holding up those branches.
Yeah. Yeah, I like.
I don't know what kind of tree that is. We have any tree experts?
There
we go. There's Madison again.
I tell you what, I like trees, though. Like, trees will help you like a friend, I tell people. They'll reach out and grab you as you're going down a hill, which could be bad. It could wreck you, but usually it's a good thing.
It's a good thing if you're
tumbling.
If you're accidentally going down the hill, but if you're going down on purpose, you don't want the tree to grab you.
Yes. We have talked about that before. Last week, as I was telling you, as I was tumbling down Wildcat, I remember seeing the dirt the second time, and I'm thinking, where are all the stinking trees at?
You mean Windrock?
Windrock. Windrock. As I was tumbling down the hill, I was thinking, where are all the trees
all
at?
All those trees we've just been admiring.
I know. I told that to Clyde later. I was like, I was looking like, where are all these stinking trees at?
They moved them. They saw you coming.
They did. They got out of the way. They're like, I'm like, we don't get hurt.
They're ints.
And Bill, like, I don't think the vehicle's even stopped yet. Bill's like, Matt, you okay? You good? I'm like, yeah. How did you get here so fast? Yeah. Yes, shout out to Bill doing Camry work. He's doing recovery work.
Bill's getting double duty now.
He
stuck around too long in the series, and now he's getting put to double work. Bill has always been an amazing member of our recovery team. He helps set up, tear down, and everything in between. And he's like a mountain goat out there.
He really
getting
is.
Up and down the hills. You might, if you've ever seen him, been out to a race in person, you'll have noticed Bill and his faithful companion Rollo, the dog running the hills with him. But Bill is also on camera, doing camera duty. That's Bill. This is Bill's camera right now that we're watching Madison with. Oh, there it's back. Okay. Picked a bad time. Yeah.
And again, last week we were me and at Moab. The air's a lot thinner up there, and I'm like huffing and puffing walking downhill, and Bill and Riley were sprinting up a hill past me, and I'm like, Hobby up there.
He was born in the wrong century. He should have been like a frontiersman.
He should have been.
Hanging out with Davy Crockett.
And he would be great. He'd have been great at
it. Bill lives just to chauffeur Rollo around the country.
They do a great job.
Speaking of great job, Madison is working her way through the CA Tech cliffside, coming down. She's just got the raceline ramp left, making a nice smooth run out of this course here.
Okay, we'll see what kind of time she's going to get. Blazing through that finish.
110.363, not bad.
Zach.
Zach left his post for a minute.
He said, "Yep, right there." Zach said, "Yep, right there." That's awesome.
Look, Zach's not used to having to do these interviews yet. He's still learning.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's see what Madison has to say.
Coming in 3, 2, 1.
All right, we got Madison here. Just finished a smoking hot run. That was fast, girl. How'd you feel about the course?
I love this course. It's really fast, and I like the long courses, so it was a great time.
Well, good job. I saw you have one hang up on the downhill, in the first downhill section over here, but you backed up, got her straight, came on down, then finished real strong through the end. Ended up with a really good time. They did not say it. I couldn't hear it over your motor, but they said it in the production, and we'll pull over there and get it for you. Thank you so much. You did great. Any sponsors you want to thank?
I'd first like to thank my parents for everything they do, and especially Buck, because last race I flipped and broke my radiator, and he welded it all back up. So.
Awesome job. We all love our parents, and yours especially. Thank you so much. Back to y'all.
All right, Madison sounded like she had a fun time out there. She said she likes this course. She likes the long ones especially. This is definitely a long course out here today.
We were talking about that this morning. Like when me and you went and walked the course with Clyde, and I said, this has got to be one of our longer courses.
Yeah.
Going uphill and down. Again, the hills are kind of cool, kind of fun. If you like hills, I think this would be a lot of fun. Kind of like finals last year. There was a lot of hills. There was quite a few long draws as well, but the hills are a lot of fun. They're just steep enough to have fun with, but not steep enough to really cause issues with. So, all right, we got Dan the Man Carter out there on the line.
Dan is taking Wyatt's place. Wyatt Wilson. I think Wyatt was having trouble getting parts or something.
Yeah.
To make it out here this weekend. But have no fear. Danger Dan is here.
He's either going to make it or he won't.
All right. Dan ripping around that Rock Life roundabout.
Good job. Beat it all the way.
Every bit of the course. All of it.
He's heading up the SCS step up now. Want to make sure he doesn't get hung up in any of those ruts. Man, they're just getting deeper and deeper on this loose hillside out here. Oh, Dan.
Oh, come on.
Dan.
Oh, man.
There is a perfect opportunity to see when we say that a hill is off camber. That is exactly what happened to Dan. Pulling him down the downhill side to the right there, and that was just unfortunate for Dan. Bill is very quick on the scene.
Getting Bill.
Very impressive that Bill can run down this marbly hill.
And run a camera. That's the thing. Like, he's like, Dan, I got you. I can hear him now. Dan, I got you. I got you, buddy.
I got
Dan,
this.
you okay? You okay? And Dan's probably there like, I'm fine.
If I was ever going to go do, like, Survivor or something,
Yo,
I would want
dude.
Bill as my teammate.
The problem is Bill would be like, well, we've been here for 2 weeks. Like, Bill, we only had to be here for a week. Well, I stayed an extra week, you know? I got everything set up. I might as well have stayed.
So last time we were here at this park for Fun Run in November, we all went out trail riding afterwards, and it was November, so it was chilly. The sun was going down, and we stopped at a spot where a bunch of the guys were playing around. I know Paul, and I can't remember who else, Paul Wolf, and they were trying this Rocky Ledge part, and so everyone got out, we're hanging out.
Clyde was
cold.
there. Yeah.
So Bill just built a fire. Right on the rocks. He's like, I got you guys, because me and Jody, I don't know, a handful of us, the girls standing there, and I'm like, it's cold out here, and Bill just built us a fire to sit around for
Wyatt
20
Wilson
minutes
and his
or
girlfriend
whatever.
were there. Yeah, it was a little chilly. I love that he just built a fire.
Yeah,
like, guys, I got
Bill,
you.
Yeah, it was, and it was like in 1 minute there was just a fire right there. So. All right, guys. So we will be right back after a quick commercial.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
What you want?
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Presenting the all-new designs from Treadwear Apparel in 2021. Visions are better at the top. More throttle than brake, more balls than brains. If you're gonna win, you're gonna need these. Life is better topless. The NRA official flag shirts. Real trucks don't have spark plugs. No guts, no glory. Definitely no story. Your girlfriend likes it when I bounce her. Grab yourself some new merch today.
When you're serious about installing the highest quality drivetrain products designed for high horsepower and bigger tires, there's only one choice. So get the power, performance, and confidence that comes with Yukon. Rev it, climb it, and rip it, knowing you're rolling the best in the industry. Built to perform, built to last. Yukon Gear and Axle.
Taylor said, I get that a lot.
And we're back.
We are back. What is up, everybody? We are back here. It's amazing.
David said, speaking of Paul Wolf, how about his last weekend's performance?
Yeah.
That is right. Congrats to Paul, and a job well done out there in Moab.
Yeah. It was awesome. Moab was incredible. That was been a bucket list thing of mine for like decades, to go out there. Potato Salad Hill. We tried. It was a guy who had a 1-ton pickup truck and had a bunch of big, huge containers of potato salad for the wedding he was on his way to. On the way to the wedding,
he's just like, "Ooh, look, a hill! I should drive up it."
My buddies are out there. Let's go wheel with them. Rolled the truck over, spit all the potato salad for the wedding all over the hill. Hence the name Potato Salad Hill.
That's fitting.
So just to be out in Moab, check it all out. We did hopped on the side by side, did some riding, and it was a lot of fun. It was super cool to see all the terrain. A little different. It was kind of like rock, but it had it was very kind of grippy type rock.
Like sandstone-ish?
And we had kinda, and it was really, really grippy. We had me and Clyde were in the Can-Am that had Mickey Thompson stickies on it, so we could literally put it in two-wheel drive and climb some of the stuff that was super steep. Oh yeah, there's that Rock Racing TV vest. We're on the live feed there. I love that.
Right.
I love that Bill.
You had to be quick for that one.
I love that Bill is doing recovery on Bill's camera. That's the best part. He's like,
Look, Bill's not an idiot. He knows.
Yeah.
That's Jack. Yeah.
Okay.
That was Jack's vest.
Jack,
But yeah, Paul did an awesome job last weekend. We miss having Paul and Chrissy out here and Little Laney, but we are glad to see your successes.
Won by 23 seconds.
That's awesome.
It came in, had a flat tire,
First
had to
season
change
with
the
Ultra
pit.
4.
Yeah, it was insane. Had to come out and literally just battled his heart out. Ended up taking first. And against Lauren Healy, who is an amazing racer running that Ford Bronco.
Yeah.
Battled hard.
And a well-seasoned Ultra 4 racer.
Yes. And so, I mean, and that Bronco is no small vehicle either. I mean, it's a gnarly off-road rig. They spent a ton of time doing R&D on it. So, you know, for him to win, that's not, that is not a minor feat. Shannon Campbell is there. A handful of other drivers there. I was trying to remember some of the other guys who were there that he was racing against. 4 or 5 guys. Ryan Rockhold had broke something. He's part of the Texas crew.
The Gomez brothers?
We had a couple of the Gomez brothers were there. Marcos. There was a couple of them were there. A couple of them were also doing the. I think it was Score had a race or Snore. One of them. One of the desert racing series has had a Nora maybe. I think it was a Nora race. Had a desert race that weekend. So some of the Gomez brothers were there. Some of the Gomez brothers were in Moab. So super awesome to see those guys all come out. Awesome chance to be out there. Again, it's the Airbnb area is super cool in Moab, so super awesome to get those guys out there. And yes, absolutely. Again, keep your eye on Rock Racing TV because that's where you can find all of our Ultra 4 coverage this year, as well as the coverage for the Mid-America Outdoor Short Course Series. So
yeah, the Rock Racing TV media team has been busting their butts between the National Rock Racing Series and then the Ultra 4 Series, making it out to all these events to bring the live coverage. So you guys, there's all kinds of content for you to enjoy across the gamut from UTV and VIN class and youth racing all the way up to the 4400 Ultra 4 cars. So all kinds of stuff. So y'all be keeping an eye on that Rock Racing TV. Tyler Bradley out on the course now, coming over the raceline ramps and into that Radflow suspension section.
Wow, getting a little squirrely going through there. Again, that's like one of those things. You want to push hard and be fast, but at the same time, you also want to kind of keep the car going forward. Again, looks like he took a little slower path there, but again, slow is fast, so aired it out. There we go.
Tyler's been racing this, the Widowmaker, with us for a while now, and he's got a couple sponsors to thank: RCV Performance, Raceline Wheels, Perfection, Driveline Incorporated, CPC Offroad, CarTech.com, Addictive Photography, and Unlimited Terrain. Shout out to them on Tyler's behalf.
Getting a little squirrely there. Again, you can see how loose it is as dirt's flying off of each wheel as he's ripping uphill. Oh, caught a tree a little bit. Oh, caught a couple trees.
See, this is one of those moments when you don't want the trees to reach out and grab you.
A lot of guys don't like trees
Exhibit
on a hill for that very reason. Again, it doesn't take much. Trees don't move. If you catch the edge of your rim, by an inch or two, it will absolutely either sling you sideways or stop you. Again, we've seen several guys this year get completely stopped put side by side, or even a big bouncer by a tree.
That is one thing my dad always told me when we have a lot of wooded trails at home on our family property to drive on, and he's always, and we drive through them as fast as we can because why not? And he's like, just don't hit a tree because the tree's not going to move.
No, they do not give at all.
Don't hit the trees.
So, so a lot of guys aren't a fan of trees. I kind of like them just because they are kind of there to protect you and hopefully can snag you.
The difference is you want the tree when you're accidentally coming down the hill.
Yes.
You don't want it when you
Yes.
are purposely coming
Yes.
down the hill.
Again, it's kind of a catch-22. They are kind of nice there if you do roll over, but again, half the time they're the reason you're all rolling over. So, Again,
It's a love-hate relationship, guys, with the trees. If
Tyler's
you can't tell.
backing up. I'm not sure he's going to hit the race line ramp real hard, or he was just lining things up there.
I think he was just getting straight. Coming into the
Coming to the
finish
finish
line
line.
now. 132.892 for Tyler Bradley. That means we've got just about 3 drivers left for round 1 for the Unlimited class, and we are going to go to Zach now and see what Tyler has to say.
Hey, everybody. We're out here with Tyler Bradley. Just finished a 132.892. That was one of the prettiest jumps. You had to stay in the throttle. It was really pretty up there. How'd you feel about the course?
I made a couple mistakes. Couldn't turn really once I hit the jump, so did the best I could. At least got a time.
Hey, you did a great job, and you always do. We really appreciate you being out here. Who do you want to thank for make this happen?
I want to thank all my sponsors, RCV, Perfection Driveline, Raceline Wheels. They take really good care of me and keep me going week after week.
All right, well, we love Widowmaker Racing, and we love Extreme Razor. We're looking forward to seeing you on Hill 2, Tyler. Back to y'all.
Again, that was Tyler Bradley. Again, one of our nicest racers, I think. Always very kind, hanging out, helping guys, work on the stuff. Again, so far has been able to make all the races we had this season. Super shout out to those guys who are able to make all the races. And, again, that takes such a time commitment. Right now, fuel prices being extremely
it's even
expensive.
more of a commitment than it used to be.
Yeah. when you're getting, 6-7 miles a gallon in a toter home or a big truck, motorhome, some guys have semis, so when you're getting, 5, 6, 8 miles a gallon, I know that Matt Schuessler used to say he got his toter home got 4. Loaded or unloaded, still gets 4.
Oh.
So when you're getting 4 miles a gallon at $5 a gallon, $5.25, whatever it is, so appreciate those guys coming out.
All right, Clay Kaysen on the line. Whoa, sailing over the race line ramps.
Making that leap. Again, we've seen the last couple guys slow way down before they hit that Radflow section. So,
I don't think slow way down factors into Clay's driving style anywhere.
And again, you want to be fast through there, but at the same time, the faster you go, it seems like the more it's kind of just throwing the buggy around. So
I think he hit the suspension section really well right there.
I do too. I said the last couple guys we've seen that came in too hot, hot and steamy, it just seems to throw the buggy around.
Hot and steamy.
Yes, it just doesn't seem to go well. So I think is a little bit slower is faster there through that section. Making quick work of this uphill. Again,
he's going to have a really good time if he can keep it nice and smooth to the finish line here. He's coming down that CA Tech cliffside.
What's up, Mr. Tripp pulling, jumping in there?
Oh, got to stay out of the trees.
Hey, that's not good.
What's up?
Oh.
Whoa, getting squirrely. What's up, Jay?
Speaking of trees.
So Jay's one of those Ultra 4 racers. Adam Kuntz jumping in. Adam Kuntz runs a side-by-side and a big bouncer.
Oh, man, he's sliding all over. We mentioned how gravelly, it's like a marble hillside out here, how loose it is, and you could see him struggling a little, weaving through the trees.
Wow. See what his time's going to be?
7:09.620, still a smoking time. Trees or no trees, I believe that puts him into second place right now, Matt.
Looks like our top 3, DC Thompson's first, Clay Kaysen second, Clint Garrison's third. Chase Conley's fourth. Fifth is Madison King. Sixth is Tyler Bradley, and Clint is 7 Strange.
All right, let's go to Zach and see what Clay has to say.
All right, I'm here with Clay Kaysen. Let's lay down a 79.620. Had a couple of bad hang-ups, slowed him down. You can see his frustration. Still a heck of a driver. What do you think about the course?
It's a real fun course. Just got to get better on the second one and pick up some time and hopefully push hard and see what happens.
All right, man. I know you're fighting out for that number 1 spot. You've laid down some really good times, and you'll totally redeem yourself on track 2. Best of luck to you. Appreciate having you. Back to y'all.
All right. Thanks to Zach there for bringing us the finish line interviews today. That is new starting today. This race, hopefully something we'll be able to continue for the rest of the season. Hope you guys enjoy getting a little sneak peek into what the drivers are thinking coming right off the race course. I know we always enjoy getting sneak peek into what Zach is thinking.
Yeah, it's not something you always want to see, but sometimes it's interesting to know.
It's entertaining. That's for sure.
I could only imagine. Yeah.
We only have 2 drivers left right now for the RCV Unlimited Class Course 1, and that is Tim Cameron and Brandon Davis.
2 amazing racers. He said who?
I think you've heard of him, Zach.
Yes.
You'll recognize him when he pulls the starting line. All right, once we wrap up our Unlimited class, then we do have a couple drivers for our VIN class.
Yes.
And then we will have round 2 for all 3 of those, our Rock Life stock class, our RCV Unlimited class, and our VIN class. VIN class new for this season as well. We also added our youth class, which has been a big hit.
It's
We've
adorable.
got even more new young drivers joining us this weekend, so that's going to be super fun to watch. Zach's own Ava is going to be racing with us tomorrow. Yeah,
awesome. She had talked
got
about it at the last
surprised.
race.
Yeah.
And
With a 200. So
Yeah.
it was
she got
an
surprised.
exciting surprise for her this morning.
That is awesome.
All right. I see some
Yeah.
black and green
Yes.
on the starting line. Y'all know what that means.
You can see the green poking through the top there.
That's all you need. Tim Cameron, here we go. Nice and smooth over the race line ramp. Let's see how the suspension section
Wow.
goes.
Again, fast and smooth. I think he's the fastest we've seen come through that section. Taking a wide turn there.
Yeah, using all of the course available to him. Coming back through that rad flow section. Up now the SCS step-ups. This weekend, of course, brought to us by SCS Gearbox. So huge shout out and thank you to the fine folks there.
I have one in my buggy. I love it. I think the
Wow, Timmy just dusted us majorly over here. It's all right. I'll let it slide this time.
yeah, it's
All right, he's coming down that CA Tech cliffside. Timmy was able to stay out of all the trees on that hillside, so he's got a really smooth run right now. Let's see if he's going to beat DC Thompson's top spot.
Go get your interview on.
And he did. 72.235. Tim Cameron is your new leader right now on course 1 for the RCV Unlimited class. That means DC Thompson pushed down to second, and Clay Kaysen then down in third now. That was a smoke and run from Timmy.
I see. Okay, yep. All right. Here's Zach. We're going to listen to Zach with Timmy.
Hey, welcome back. I'm here with Timmy Cameron. Just finished a smoking hot run, 72.235, if I'm not mistaken. Timmy, you always lay down one of the fastest runs of the day. We love watching you race. What do you think about this course?
You know, it was a long one. But it was it was fun though. There's a bunch of technical spots that you and the Clyde and the guys put into it. It was fun for sure. But you know, it ain't over with though. So got a whole nother hill to go, and it's definitely a long season left. You know.
Well, I know that you got some guys really gunning for you. Clay was here. He messed up a few times. You could see the frustration in his eyes. Y'all were in a tight race. Any sponsors you want to shout at right now?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone who helps me out. It means a lot. And, you know, Clay, and you get all these real fast guys. It's a bunch of great group to put, competitors to compete with. You know, it makes it for fun racing and tight racing. Plus, for all the fans, to see all the tight racing, it's a good time for sure.
Well, we appreciate it. We look forward to a lot more tight racing. Get ready for Hill 2, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Back to y'all.
There you have it. Tim Cameron's thoughts on course 1.
Again, he was our fastest driver on course 1. We still have Brandon Davis. Again, he's running the Can-Am full body out there. We'll see what kind of time he can set.
This Can-Am has been putting in the work this season so far for Brandon. He's run the stock class and the unlimited class in it.
For real. He absolutely has put a lot of use and abuse to this thing.
Making
this
sure to
season.
get his money's worth out
He
of it.
is.
He's off. There he goes.
All right, Brandon is tearing through the rad flow suspension section. Choosing not to take that Rock Life roundabout too wide. Up that SCS step up without any trouble.
Careful. Again, trying to hug that corner as tight as he can.
Oh, yeah, he's in that not quite full body.
That's also his stock machine. You just can't tell from looking at it and seeing it race.
There it goes.
Sounds about right, Taylor.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He sound like my power steering.
He's making quick work of that downhill section as well. Again, coming in easy. Again, Brandon will be wrapping up our last driver of our UTV Cup Series.
Oh, no, Jimmy. Zach is ours. Nobody else gets to steal him away.
Woo, jumping through
the good, the bad, and the ugly. 8.9.396 for Brandon Davis. Putting the stock Can-Am out here with the rest of the unlimited buggies. That's no small feat. So let's go to Zach and see what Brandon's got to say now.
Okay, we got an 8.9.396. Brandon Davis, always one of our podium guys on the average, one of the most consistent racers in all of UTV racing this machine with a huge advantage of running it a whole bunch of times and praying he doesn't break. Brandon, this is an interesting course, and you absolutely flew through it. What did you think about it in comparison to the other courses that we race?
Yeah, Clyde gave us some real technical courses today, which I really enjoy that. It kind of levels the playing field for me since I'm running a full body in this class. Really good time. Enjoyed it.
Well, we appreciate you and your wife. She does a great job getting you to these races and making sure you always show up. So thanks to Cheryl and any other sponsors you'd like to mention.
I just appreciate everybody coming out and supporting us, and I do appreciate my wife letting me race. Her coming to all these races makes it a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, we love Brandon Davis, and we can't wait to see him go again. And when he comes out on the track, y'all don't forget to say, "Let's go, Brandon!"
Where do we go now?
Back to the pits.
Oh, that's right, guys.
Yes.
Let's go, Brandon. However you want to take
Yes,
that. All the
I'll
ways
say-
you want to take that.
Brandon Davis, one of our local heroes. We appreciate him a lot. Again, not too far. They're from Alabama, so not too far from here. Again, we'll run through our rundown. Tim, after our commercial, we'll run through our rundown. We'll be right back after these messages.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
And we're back. All right, we'll run through our driver list. Again, Tim Cameron squeaking out that win. DC Thompson coming in second. Again, he was the very first racer, so shout out to DC Thompson. Clay Kaysen coming in third. Clint Garrison coming in fourth. Brandon Davis coming in fifth with that full body. Chase Conley coming in sixth. Madison King coming in seventh. Tyler Bradley coming in eighth. And Allison Tidwell had a DNF. Apparently went off course, had some issues. So appreciate those guys coming out. Again, that was our UTV Unlimited Cup Series. Now we're getting ready to kick off our VIN class, or our beater class as we've been calling it. It's a VIN class, stock class of full-size rigs. Usually we'll just, rather than call it the stock class, we'll call it the VIN class. That way people will get confused with the UTV Cup Series VIN stock class. So a little bit different way of wording it. So we call it the VIN class. Again, we kind of nicknamed it the beater class just because it's great to see guys come out and with the heater with a beater, as we say in Illinois. Down here, if you don't need a heater, it's warm weather in the south you don't necessarily need the heater. So if you in the north, you have to have the heater for your beater. And down here, it's a little warmer. You don't necessarily need a heater. It's not so bad. They're just a good old-fashioned beater. But it's a lot of fun. I know we have a couple guys in that class today.
Appreciate it.
So one of our local, one of our regular racers.
All right, we've got Charlie Brown on the line.
Yes, this is
there
not.
Was some
yes.
confusion at the drivers' meeting today because we were like, wait a second, you're not the Charlie Brown that normally races with us, Charlie Brown Jr. So glad to have some new faces in the VIN class out here. Mr. Charlie Brown.
It looks super nice. That is a super clean body. and I hate to see him out here and possibly tearing it up because it does look very, very clean. Again, they can run up to a 38-inch stock DOT tire in this class. Ultra 4 allows to 35, so most guys run a 35, but we can on our series we allow up to a 38-inch DOT-approved street tire. Again, you can run like a mud terrain, all-terrain, whatever you feel comfortable with. Appreciate him coming out. You can see that roll cage got through there. Topping doors off, out having a sun's out, fun's out, good time.
Except the sun isn't out. But it will be tomorrow.
It was for like 4 minutes.
So we're going to hold out for that. We're just glad it's not cold like Wildcat was.
Again, you can see some of that shelf-style loose rock kind of flinging off the tires there. Again, the stock class, VIN class.
Did you hear
What'd he say?
He needs to call 811 if he's going to dig.
811, is that you're like...
That's what you had to call before you dig pipeline.
Okay.
Or
In Illinois,
dig.
We have to call Julie.
Oh, okay.
We call Julie. There's on all the billboards. Call Julie at this number. They'll come out and tag all your stuff for you.
Uh-oh.
Again, it looks like he stopped up there. I'm not sure if he's switching something. Or...
You know, this is, speaking of all the trees like we have been, this is a bit of a tight course for these VIN class vehicles. You know, they're not nimble like the UTVs or even the Bouncers are.
Again, they also have the same style of steering that is required from the factory and the same style of suspension that is required from the factory. They're not allowed to have bypass shocks on each axle either. So a very original style vehicle. We try to keep the VIN class as fair as possible. Again, next competitor you'll see, or later today, was a full-body Chevy. You can see him down there in the bottom corner of the screen. Then we also have a Jeep Cherokee.
You know what's fun about the VIN class is that even though they're all the original style of those parts, we have so many different types of vehicles that people bring out. It's fun to see. 141.636 for Charlie Brown. That was our first driver of the VIN class. All right, looks like we've got Charlie coming on over by Zach.
I love that. That is the greatest intro ever.
All right, let's go see what Charlie has to say.
Man, how do you think about that old Tough Truck Challenge, man? You let her hang out. This baby ain't got a dent in it. She's smooth and she's slick. She's pulling. I saw the suspension working, a little bit of air on the last jump. How'd you feel about it?
Man, that was great. It was a little tough at the top of the hill because I didn't walk up there and check it out, but I got flipped around quick enough, and I made it through as fast as I could.
I feel good about your run, man. You did a really good job, and I understand not walking to the top of the hill. I'm fat, too. All right, brother. Charlie Brown here, guys. Y'all keep your eye on him for round 2. Good luck. No problem. You have a good one.
All right, so apparently that was the reason for his pause at the top of the hill. Getting just a little bit confused maybe up there.
And if you've ever been to the top of a hill, and like when you have your helmet racing on, there's 3 or 4 paths coming down. You have to kind of look for flags and go, oh, this one here has flags. Let's go down this one.
All right, looks like Don Curtis on the line.
Again, Don Curtis, this will be his 3rd race with us this season. He's becoming our favorite for our season champion in the VIN class. Racing a full-body 1-ton with Dana 60s in the front and 14-bolt in the rear. What's up, Man Yoda? What's up, Ben?
We got Don Curtis on the line.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go, Big Don. Let's go. Oh! Sound rowdy. Woo!
He mentioned that he was not going to hit the raceline ramp real hard. I said, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a lot of weight to be flying that high in the air.
Best.
Like, there's a good chance you could break everything if you hit that ramp that hard. Again, this is a 80s body style. I don't remember what year it was. 80s body style. They drug it out of a barn. The name of the truck is Barn Find. They drug it out of a barn. And the reason they built this truck is because their mom wouldn't let them spend the money, or mom and wife wouldn't let them spend the money on building a bouncer because they have done all kinds of different racing. She said, no, we're not spending much money on a race car. So they found this, drug it out, and now have spent tons of time and money working on it. But that was approved in the budget from Mom.
Yeah,
so
you can't hardly argue with that.
yeah.
And I did notice that Dawn took a right-hand turn around the Rock
Okay.
Life roundabout instead of the left-hand, like I think we've seen every
Everybody else?
other driver do.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really even been thinking of that
Yeah.
as an option because nobody else has done it. So interesting that that he chose to do that.
And if you're in an RS1, essentially you can have great visibility on both sides. However, if you're in a VIN class vehicle and you're on the left-hand side, making a left-hand turn to be a little bit easier, maybe visibility-wise, maybe that was his philosophy there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get a finish line interview from him. Find out.
Again, coming through those race line ramps.
That's a long truck to take through those race
is.
line ramps.
It is.
There he is.
Zooming through the finish
Busting
line.
through the finish line.
Ooh.
92.240.
Wow.
A nice fast time for Don Curtis in the VIN class. All right, he's pulling up to Zach for that finish line interview. Let's go to them.
92.240. Big Don laying it down. Like I said, the most consistent racer in this class. He's been through here and completed every hill, if I'm not mistaken. Man, what do you think about this course in comparison to the other courses that you've completed in the SRS?
Oh, man, that was a blast. A good mix of uphill and downhill turns. And surprisingly, even getting through all these bumps down in front of the hills is a good time.
Man, I love hearing this thing open up. You've done a lot of work on her, and she's strong in all the right places. We look forward to watching you in Hill 2 and wish you the best of luck, man. Good luck.
You know, it's not often that you see leaf springs out on the course.
It's true.
Here with the SRRS. So having the addition of the VIN class this season has definitely been fun. It's opened up the series to a whole nother crop of drivers.
Oh, yeah.
And as well as adding the youth class this season. So just nice to be able to kind of diversify and just include more and more drivers in the series. I hope you guys are enjoying having those new classes added this season as well.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot more Cherokees and Toyotas yet. I think they'll come.
Matt, where's your? Well, I forgot. Yeah, you had your.
Yeah, I have.
You had your
yes.
your DOT nightmare.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we'll let it go.
Yeah. It was good times.
One day, Matt might also race the VIN class.
Yes, we have to shed some weight first. Again, speaking of Cherokees, there's a Cherokee.
There's a Cherokee. This is Joshua Messer in his 94 Cherokee. I met Josh at the driver's meeting and said, I'm Bree and I help with the live feed. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know who you are. I watch you guys.
Yes.
I'm usually watching.
Yes.
I usually watch Wade's runs.
Yes.
So he is from Kentucky.
He was very nice. He came up this morning, talked to me for a while. Came up to the booth, and he's looking for Clyde, trying to get registered.
Yeah.
So super awesome.
Yeah, glad to have some new drivers out here this weekend. That's always a lot of fun.
I asked him, I said, you're in a Cherokee. I said, are you going to send it? He said, well, we're going to try. We're going to try.
Send it within reason?
Yes. But you still got to, the first course, you have to keep the vehicle together. That's
right.
That's
the trick.
So is that an antenna or is that body mold?
So.
And remember, any racer that drops any.
It looks like he's making good time. I'll see if he can. Being that such a sharp corner up there, some guy looks like he's going to have to back up. We've seen several guys have to back up and kind of straighten it out.
We like to keep the trails clean.
I say, being a shorter wheelbase, I was kind of surprised he had to back up, but that is a pretty tight corner up there.
Matt, can we name yours Bigfoot?
Yeah, we can name it whatever.
Watching Josh work his way through the trees here, I don't know. It just made me feel like something needs to be named Bigfoot.
That would be actually
lumbering out of the trees.
That would be, and it's kind of a hunter green color, so that would be it's
perfect.
The forestry would kind of fit in it. No, no, and he's through the finish line.
Oh no!
No. When he broke.
Wow! At least he'd already passed the finish line.
I see the rear wheel spinning, and that's it. Wow.
95.575 for Josh Messer. What did he hit the other buggy down there? Did he hit the tire?
It looks like
tire?
he clipped the tire. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the pit area, so to make that clear, these are all drivers. This is not a spectator
These
area.
are not spectators just hanging out.
That was
They're
about another block behind everything else.
They are across the creek
Yes.
and up a hillside with a nice view.
Yes.
What we like to do in the pits is line up all the race vehicles,
Yes.
ATVs, bouncers, whatever it is. And it's kind of like it's obviously a way to get them out of the way of the race course, but it's also a nice barrier
Yes.
that the drivers and pit crew can all kind of be behind during the race as well. So not sure exactly what happened down there with Joshua Messer just now, but he did cross the finish line.
He did. And again, you can see a small sea of vests down there, so they're getting it all taken care of.
Is his door dented in? Was it like that already?
I think so.
Okay. All right, guys. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and then we'll be back with the results.
You got an entire front end, he wants to till 2.
As soon as Taylor is ready.
Bless his heart. He's doing 57 things at once back there.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
What you want? What you want?
No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
And we're back. That was our stock class we just raced, or our VIN class, beater class.
VIN class.
Well, I tell people we just got the stock, VIN, beater. There's
There
some
gets
of the
to be
names
some
for it.
confusion.
Well, and that I kind of explained that. The reason we call it the VIN class is that way. If you call it just a stock class, that people can get confused with the stock class and side-by-sides. Obviously, they're much different looking.
Now you know.
And times are usually substantially different as well. So, first place, Don Curtis is sitting in. That's our local series hero right now. Joshua Messer came with a 95. Hopefully get his vehicle put back together. And then Charlie Brown, our news racer, came in at 141.63. Again, that's your podium for the VIN class, a beater class. We're going to take a quick break. And
Not podium. This is only round
Well,
one.
yeah,
They
that's
still have to, everybody has to make it through round 2
Currently,
still.
that is sitting on the podium.
Currently.
Unofficial.
All right, guys, we will be back at 2:55 to do this all again with all three of our
Yes.
classes, so don't go too far. We'll see you in a few.
All right, bye-bye.